Hey,
Notion provides a single-spaced organized. He's the leftovers and clean the dishes. Darcy then looked at my dad to check his reaction, to see if he'd get angry at her for mistreating me. But my dad didn't care. He just continued eating, acting like nothing had happened. And that was the difference between these two. Dad just didn't care about me, but Darcy got a kick out of subjugating and bullying me. The first night she stayed over at our house, she came into my room right before bedtime and told me to sit down. She said, "Your dad and I are becoming one. He loves me dearly while he hates you. And no wonder. So far you've tried everything you can to break us apart." "That's not true. I've treated you with respect and I've only been nice to you." She put her fingers on my lips and shut my mouth. "Don't ever interrupt me again, you bastard child. I don't like you and neither does your dad. No one likes you. Speak up to me again and you will be hurt." I freed myself from her fingers and screamed, "You are right. My dad doesn't love me. But guess what? He doesn't love you either." To my surprise, she left the room without further arguing with me. I thought I had stood my ground well, but then I heard screams. I ran to see what happened and found her at the bottom of the stairs crying. Dad came too and asked what happened. She said, "Your daughter tripped my feet." One morning, when I went to check my Facebook feed, I realized all my male friends were missing from my friends list, including my cousins, my uncles, and even my dad. I'd given my boyfriend Frank my Facebook login so he could upload some photos for me, but I didn't think he would mess with my account. When I asked him if he knew about it, he said, "Oh, you noticed they are gone? So you are paying attention to other men. I knew it." What the hell? Frank had deleted all my male friends. Looking back, I should have left him then, but I figured it was just a stupid joke. However, his behavior only got worse. I was working at a marketing agency and I would take breaks with my coworkers to vape outside. We talk about our various projects and make important decisions during those breaks. Well, one day I got home from work and Frank confronted me saying, "I saw you hanging out with other guys at work today." Wow. He had stopped me in my workplace, watching me when he should have been doing his own job. Things were getting creepy. I told him he didn't need to be jealous because I wasn't interested in any of my colleagues like that. But he got really angry and punched the wall. I was afraid he would hit me next, so I told him I wouldn't do it anymore. Big mistake. After that, he wanted more and more control over me. Like, he wouldn't let me wear certain clothes like shorts or tight shirts. And then he stopped me from talking to any of my male friends, including Steve, who is gay. Every day I got back from work, he would ask to go through my phone. At first, I wouldn't let him. I mean, everyone deserves some privacy, right? And there were text conversations with my friends where we talked about things I didn't want Frank to know about. But if I didn't do what he wanted, he'd scream at me for hours and start trashing our apartment. It was so emotionally draining. Eventually, I gave in and went to check my phone on my phone. Conversation before I came home, so I didn't see anything. It was horrible. I guess if he could, he would have blocked me so I couldn't go anywhere near him. It took a while, but at last, I realized things couldn't go on like that, and I broke up with him. For the first few weeks, he stalked me, and one day he even climbed up my parents' house to look through our bathroom to watch me take a shower. After that, I got a restraining order from him, which means he isn't allowed to get near me or contact me in any way, or he will go to jail. However, that was 2 years ago, and Frank still sends me messages from anonymous phones. I don't want to change my number because it would feel like I'm letting him win. But whenever I see a text from him, it stresses me out. His last one was really weird. "I got another girl pregnant and it's all your fault." See how crazy he is? How could that be my fault? I wish he would just leave me alone. I don't understand why he's trying to make my life miserable. But luckily, I'm dating Nick now,
and our relationship is much healthier. He respects my boundaries, and we trust each other. I feel secure with him. Sure, Nick can be a bit possessive sometimes, but so can I. There's nothing wrong about being a little possessive. It's all about control. But when you try to control someone's whole life, you have some issues, and maybe you should get help. I've done some research, and it's frightening how many guys actually killed their girlfriends because they were jealous of them just talking to another man. It's insane. So, although I'm not a professional therapist, my advice would be to stay away from anyone who tries to completely control your life. Those people are evil and only care about what they can get out of you. They don't care about your happiness at all. Please, be careful.
And free, and free, and free, and free, free, and free, and free, free, and free, and free, and free, and free. That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free. See details at turbotax.com.
Welcome to the Here's My Story channel. I'm Alfie. My grandparents were farmers who lived in a tiny village. I would visit them as soon as school was out on summer break. They grew vegetables on their farm. We woke with the sun and worked all day in the vegetable garden. At the end of each day, I'd be so tired, but happy and at peace. But something unexpected happened that summer. My grandfather and I were hard at work in the veggie garden one day. He suddenly collapsed, holding his chest. I called 911.
Alfie, you're such a great kid,
My grandfather said.
I wish I could have more time with you. Take care of your grandma for me. I'm sure you'll grow up to be a fine young man.
He died before the ambulance arrived. At the funeral, my grandma and I cried the whole time, holding each other. My dad didn't offer any comfort to Grandma and didn't seem to care about Grandpa's passing. He never visited, even though they were his parents. I'd be willing to bet he couldn't even remember the last time he'd seen them. During the funeral, I overheard my parents whispering to each other. Can't we just put her in a retirement home? Mom said, I don't want her living with us. Dad replied, I don't want that either, but we have to take her in. My father put all their savings in my mother's bank. She must have at least 150K. At least, if we can get our hands on that money, we can open the gas station of our dreams. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could anyone be thinking about money at a time like this? Despite endlessly dreaming about money, they were always broke. I wanted to humiliate them, call them out with everyone watching in the church. But I stayed silent. Grandma would have to live in a retirement home if they didn't get the money, and that was the last thing I wanted. The following day, Dad asked Grandma for the money in her bank account. Grandma said no. That is Alfie's college fund. Sell the house and the land. Start your business with the money from the sale. I don't care. Just don't touch Alfie's money, she said firmly. When he heard that, Dad's mood took a turn. Mom, who would buy a property in the middle of nowhere? Even if somebody wanted to, it's only worth a few $1,000s. Give us the money. We've been planning for this gas station for years. Alfie doesn't need to go to college. He hasn't got the brains for it anyway. Dad put me down all the time. I could ignore that, but I couldn't believe he would force my grandmother to give up the money just to live with us. I didn't even know my grandparents had saved their money for me. Grandma, I said, it's okay to give Dad the money in the bank. If I have to choose between you and college, I choose you. I meant every word. My parents got the money and Grandma moved right into my room, even though I had lost one of the two people I loved the most. Thankfully, one of them had come to live with me. Grandpa's death broke my heart, but at least I had this. My parents immediately got to work setting up the gas station. I rarely saw them. I started a small garden in front of our house full of tomatoes, carrots, broccoli, and potatoes. Grandma deserved to eat fresh vegetables like she did back on the farm. My parents saw me working in the garden as they left for work one morning.
That kid is such a disciplined
Good night.
and stuff.
I love you too.
Building the busiest gas station
I'm
in
drinking
town.
it.
He's still
It's
trying
still hot.
Why? Because he's a potato.
They laughed so hard the neighborhood shook and sped off in their new car. At first it seemed like business was booming. Between the luxury SUV,
Stalker, you trying to play GTA with me?
Mom and Dad's luck looked like it was finally changing. Of course, they kept it all to themselves, even me. It seemed weird my parents could make so much money in such a short time running a gas station. But at the time, more time with the business meant they barely spent any time at home. For the most part, Grandma and I lived in peace. Unfortunately, something happened that changed everything.
Yes.
One night, the police raided our house. They took my parents away. It came as a shock until we figured
Okay.
out why. In
I
our
will.
part of the country, oil is a big industry. We have colossal rigs and refineries that extract and process crude oil straight from the ground. Apparently, my parents had found a shady investor while opening the station. An investor with a long criminal rap sheet. Their partner had found a method of tapping into the refinery's main pipeline, allowing them to siphon thousands of gallons of stolen fuel. So you see, they were selling stolen gas at the station. That's why they'd made so much money so fast. After a month or so, my parents were released on bail, but the police seized everything they'd earned from the business. They lost everything, including the money they got from my grandma. My parents were back to their miserable lives. Not only were they fighting each other all the time, but they took it out on Grandma. One day, my dad came at Grandma in a threatening tone.
We have to sell the farm. My dad left everything to you. You're going to sell the land and give us the money, or you're going in a home.
Of course, son, she said lovingly. Anything to keep my family together. I couldn't take it anymore. No, Grandma, I said. Please don't fall for it again. My dad already took your money from the bank. If they'd been doing honest work in the first place, we wouldn't be in this mess. Why should we have to suffer for their actions? Dad suddenly turned his...
Ah, nah, he camping.
You even hear yourself, Potato Head.
So that's how it's gonna be, huh?
Pack your things. Get out of my house.
He screamed at me.
Down there, care, Cottonelle. Down there, because you're all over your overall wellness. So treat the skin you don't see like the skin you do. With Cottonelle flushable wipes that break down like amazing. Down there, care with Cottonelle.
I couldn't believe my own father was kicking me out. I turned to my mom with a pleading look. She seemed to agree with me.
Shame on you, she said in disgust. You've been living rent-free in this house for years. So ungrateful.
But Grandma's patience had its limits.
Shame on you two, Grandma shouted. You have a wonderful son and you don't appreciate it.
Let's pack our things and go now. Grandma and I moved into the farmhouse. We woke up at dawn the next day. Grandma said, back to what we love doing the most. We potato heads are going to keep growing the most delicious potatoes, tomatoes, and carrots this country has ever seen. I hugged her. I could feel
Fart boy.
peaceful summer. Everything was going great, but since there was a summer drought, we needed more water for irrigation. For that reason, we had to dig a new irrigation well. Grandma called in a favor from a guy by the name of Jay. He seemed nice. He would come the next day to drill the well and let us pay him back after the harvest. Jay and his crew arrived early in the morning and picked the best spot for the well. Then they started drilling. After about 5 hours, I started getting concerned. How much longer is this going to take? I asked.
We have to dig deeper to reach the water, Jay replied. This is going to be an artisan well. That means we won't need a pump. The water will naturally flow up to the surface. We should hit the aquifer any second now.
Before he could say another word, two crew members started yelling. When we turned around, we saw the water that was shooting out of the hole was pitch black. What I thought were shouts of panic were actually screams of excitement. We had struck oil. You heard that right. I said oil. We found oil on our land while looking for water. The thing I remember most from that day was Jay hollering with joy.
It's a blowout! You're rich! Filthy rich!
To secure the oil rights, you have to let the government know. So we started the paperwork. Inspectors surveyed the land and found a large oil deposit underground. So we signed a contract. The government would handle drilling arrangements and make regular payments to my grandmother in exchange. According to the inspectors, the well could last 90 years of production. Grandma would make millions of dollars off the oil. We felt like we'd hit the jackpot. Grandma bought a beautiful home by the water.
Yo, bro, add more rounds.
Summer there together, and as two potato heads, we would continue growing potatoes and other vegetables in our backyard. Our
Oh.
oil field made it on the news. It was exciting at first. My parents came calling.
How are you, son? We saw you and your grandma on the TV. We want to come celebrate.
Where are you now? He asked. I didn't say you. Honey, we're so proud of you, Mom lied. You look so good on TV. We missed you. We'll be there in no time. Their call came as no surprise. I'd even prepared something special beforehand. Thanks for calling. Let me go get Grandma. I'll call you in a bit, I said. My parents were excited. My dad said,
That would be amazing. We missed your grandma, too. We'll be waiting for your call, son.
And hung up. I put on my potato head costume. 10 minutes later, Grandma and I video called my parents. Their confused looks were priceless. They knew something was up. "Are you having a costume party?" my mom said, clearly annoyed. "You look ridiculous." "Nope," I replied. "There's no party. This is how I normally dress. Remember, I'm a potato head." Dad said, "Alfie, we were kidding. You're our son. We want to come congratulate you." Grandma had had enough. "Enough! You didn't listen to me when you kicked him out of the house. How dare you try to patronize him now?" she growled. That's when Dad's true colors came out. "Mom, I'm your son. I'm entitled to the money from the land and that oil rig, and I'll get mine, even if you won't give it to me." Grandma said, "Oh, so now you remember you're my son. You sure didn't act like it then. You're not acting like it now. That means in my name, I submitted my will to the lawyer yesterday. I'm going to leave everything I own to the one person in this family who deserves it most, and that is my grandson. Don't ever bother us again." Mommy, please let me explain." Dad's pleading was interrupted as I ended the call. "What a fabulous costume, Potato Head," Grandma said. "What do you say we head over to our favorite restaurant for some fries? But you're coming in costume. Deal?" She hugged me as hard as she could, and we had the best dinner I had ever eaten. Those potato fries never tasted so good.
Welcome to the Here's My Story channel. My name is Eilish. My life is a nightmare because of my stepmom. She's a clean freak. The medical term for her condition is OCD. That is obsessive compulsive disorder. People with OCD become wildly obsessed with something. Some of them become fixated on cleaning their bodies. They wash their hands 1,000 times a day. They shower 100 times. Some people with OCD clean their houses in a compulsive manner. That, unfortunately, is exactly what my stepmom is obsessed with. She wants the house she lives in to be beyond clean. Because of my stepmom's condition, I have routine chores when I get back home from school. They're all out cleaning. Every day I mop the floors. Then I wipe down the walls. For each room, I use different scented cleaning solutions. When my stepmom comes home from work, she checks every spot I cleaned one by one. She sniffs around to see if I used the correct cleaning solution. If she sees a tiny speck of dirt, she wants me to clean the whole house again. So I get really stressed during these routine checks. If she can't see any issues, she says, "Even though you are no good, you did everything just like I wanted you to. But this is not all you. You can only do this because I trained you so well. Otherwise, you could never pull it off on your own." My dad married this woman 3 years ago. I was living with my grandma at the time. When my grandma passed, I had no choice but to move in with my dad. One day my dad said to me, "I can't take care of you on my own. I have to get married for your sake. You need a mother." I disagreed. "I'm not a kid anymore. I can take care of myself," I said to him. But he didn't listen to me. He abruptly went and married his colleague, Anna. My mom died while giving birth to me. She had epilepsy, so her body had never been particularly strong. Doctors told her that pregnancy might be especially dangerous, but my mom didn't listen to them. She passed away during labor without even meeting me. All I have left from my mom is this photo. Thanks to this, I know what my mom's face looked like, and I can see her in my dreams. I often visit her grave, too. I talk to her. If there's an important decision I need to make, I always ask her about it. Then she comes into my dream and tells me what she thinks. This may sound weird to you, but I really believe my mom communicates with me through dreams. My dad and stepmom work at a frozen pizza factory. My dad is in the purchasing department while my stepmom is the accounting manager. I heard them fighting one night. My dad was talking about going to jail. Their door was ajar. I tried to peek in and understand what was going on. My dad was yelling, "I did this because you wanted me to. Why do you want me to take the blame now? You are as responsible for this as I am." Shedding crocodile tears, my stepmom replied, "Why should we both go to jail? Who's going to take care of our daughter? You need to take the blame yourself for Eilish's sake." My dad looked down in silence. At that moment, I knew that he had accepted this to keep me safe. 1 week later, I found out about all the details. My stepmom had committed invoice fraud, so the records showed purchased goods that my dad in fact had not purchased for the factory. My stepmom then transferred payments for those goods into her own bank accounts. This misappropriated the company's funds, but somehow someone figured it out. Detectives began to look into the company records. When my stepmom figured out that they were going to get caught, she convinced my dad to take the blame. In his court deposition, my dad said, "My wife doesn't know anything. I tricked her. I'm the only one who's guilty here." The court gave my dad 6 years in prison for settlement. I was incredibly angry at my stepmom, but I couldn't do anything. I had no relatives I could go to. On paper, I did have a mother, but only because Anna was married to my dad. I couldn't seek shelter at a children's home. I had no choice but to live with her. My
Yeah.
stepmom was now home all day. Previously, I was clean before
Oh,
I came
cool.
home from work, but now she was constantly saying, "Don't go to school, clean the house. Everything's so dirty, I feel like I'm going to choke." After a while, I had to leave school for good. Now I was getting up in the morning and cleaning until midnight. Normally, I dream of my mom at least one day a week, but during that time, she visited me every night in my dreams. She wouldn't talk to me, she just gestured for me to come to her. Obviously, she wanted me to visit her grave, but it was impossible for me to leave the house. My stepmom kept showing me spots to clean around the house. If I was gone for 5 minutes, she would start yelling and screaming. One morning, I mustered up the courage to say, "I want to visit my mom. I'll be back in a couple of hours." My stepmom burst out laughing. "No offense, but I think your mom's bones must have completely decomposed by now. Why do you want to see her grave? It's not your mom. It's just a stone with your mom's name on it," she replied. I was really upset. I began to cry. My stepmom showed me the door saying, "Go cry outside. You're ruining my house with your dirty
Uh-huh.
I ran outside.
Mhm.
I had completely lost control. I kept
Soccer.
weeping and sobbing at the same time.
Walker.
Normally, I go to the cemetery
Soccer.
by bus. That day, I ran for nearly 2 hours without stopping.
Wait, soccer. I'm sorry.
Finally,
Wait.
I
Hello.
reached the cemetery. I hugged my mom's
No
grave.
twos.
"No, you're not
What?
You're my dear mom."
Huh.
I mumbled between sobs. At that second, I heard a sound like a whistle. It was coming from up above. When I looked up, I saw a
Yeah, I
red
know.
object zooming down towards the ground. It came closer and closer until it landed about 30 feet from me and zoomed into the ground. I pulled hard at that spot, yet smoke was coming out of it. As I walked closer, I realized that it was the heat that made the object seem red to me. As it was green rock. It wasn't very big, almost the size of a small turtle. I was staring at the rock, trying to figure out what it was. The only explanation I could come up with was that this was a meteorite. It was a fireball that came from outer space. I always thought they looked just like regular rocks, but this one was bright green. I was too curious not to touch it, even though I knew that was a dangerous thing to do. It was still hot, but not hot enough to burn my hand. It was perfectly smooth. Perhaps it had spent years traveling around space before entering the Earth's orbit and finally landing right next to me. A small piece had separated from the rock due to heat. I held it up into the sunlight. It looked like a diamond, but I didn't think there were any diamonds in space. Most diamonds are clear. This rock, on the other hand, was green. I went back to my mom's grave. "Even though you're far away, you always take care of me. I don't know what to do with this meteorite, but I'm sure this was the reason why you called me here," I said. Then I dug a hole in my mom's grave and buried the rock in it. The small piece from the meteorite was in my pocket. I had to go and find out what it was. I could look it up online, but I'd left my phone at home. How was I going to go and get it back when my stepmom wasn't home? I picked up some dirt from my mom's grave.
What build do you plan on getting on soccer? What build do you plan on getting on soccer?
Didn't you? Didn't I tell you not to go?
I mean, it's your choice, but I would rather
I
that.
took out some dirt from my pocket and sprinkled it on the floor. She looked around bewildered. "What are you doing?
It's your thing, my Bobby.
She yelled. I ran into the kitchen. I threw a handful of soil up in the air. I did the same in all the other rooms and finished off the soil that I took from my mom's grave. As I was going to my room, my stepmom had already begun mopping the floors, crying, "My
don't you hate my Clyde Drexler tomahawk dunks and whatnot?
I picked up my phone.
Do you use them on your finisher, Soccer?
I walked past my stepmom as I was leaving. She was deliriously trying to clean the floor.
Who do you use? What is your jump or dunk animations?
Clean up your mess. Help me. She cried, but I obviously
Nah,
didn't
they're
understand.
alright.
I slammed
I guess
the
for a
door
guard,
shut.
that's what I use, but I guess for someone who has a 95 dunk, that's probably a better idea.
Nothing came up when I searched for green meteorite, so I searched for green gemstone. I clicked on the
Windmill.
images. I saw that they definitely looked like my
2,
meteorite.
3.
Finally, I
Boom,
figured out that
boom,
mine
boom.
was a gemstone called Jade. It was the second most expensive gemstone in the world. Blue diamond was at the top of the list. A 1-carat blue diamond was worth $4 million. Jadeite had the second spot, and it was worth $3 million. Then I looked up the definition of a carat. 10 carats
Soccer.
was equal to 2 grams. If
You have to
the
admit, we
top
started
was
winning more
carrying
games since you've had a shooting big man.
and that meant I was carrying $300 million in my pocket right now.
Well, except for
My
him.
heart skipped a beat. I mumbled to myself, since the meteorite in my mom's grave is much bigger, I'm a billionaire. Using another stone, I divided the rock in my pocket into even smaller parts. No jeweler would buy
Do you
a
like the build?
$300 million from a teenager. It wasn't that difficult to sell one of the small.
You spent $50 on it and you just don't mind it.
Never seen such a flawless jadeite.
There's no way, bro. You gotta love it, bro.
Apparently, jadeite is so expensive because it is very rare.
Well, you're so. Do you like it or not? It's not like it's fine. Is it good or not? Like,
There are even space mining companies that take advantage of these. Even if it's a super rare event, asteroid pieces like mine don't fall onto Earth.
what's the difference between a shooting big and a non-shooting big?
The only reason I happened to be there at that moment was my clear memory. I had
You're not
become a
wrong.
billionaire.
Have you ever tried the? Never mind. You don't know how to dribble. Never
I
mind.
bought myself a huge mansion.
You can dribble, but I'm talking a little more in depth. I mean, do you know what a do you know what a misdirection is?
With one of those pieces, I bought the frozen pizza factory that my dad and my mom used to work at.
Never
As the
mind.
owner of the factory, I withdrew all the allegations towards my dad. I hired a great
It's a misdirection
lawyer
speed
to get my dad
boost.
out of prison. My dad and I live together now. I haven't seen my stepmom since. My dad went to her house.
No,
to
you
get
flick
her son.
your the ball into the other hand with the in between
Yes,
the
sir,
legs, and then
Franklin.
you flick the left stick to the other way and it gives you a speed boost.
Shut up. Lick my feet.
Oh my god.
Lick my feet.
I will get help.
SC doesn't know what he's talking about.
Get happy
I will.
again. She did. My dad would have none of it. You ruined my life.
I will. Go ahead.
Saved me from prison, and now I'm saving myself from you.
Cries.
By the way,
Soccer, wish you came back.
it's very take my time.
Does the worst, ugliest cry makes you come back to life?
To answer my question. She's my guardian angel. I love her.
Brings you back with the worstest cry ever. Or the baddest cry.
Do you know how to quick stop? I think
Wait,
soccer
Chadwick, can you
one
send
day,
feed pics?
soccer, I'm gonna have to do one day soccer. I'm gonna have to teach you how to dribble. Would you mind that? Would you want a tutorial?
Hi everyone. I'm Lucia. One morning.
Or do you not want that? I mean, I don't really care. I'm just trying to be nice. Do you want a dribble tutorial? Like, I would help you? Or do you, I mean, I don't really care.
A huge helicopter landed on
No, I mean, like, if you get on your guard. Do you want a dribble tutorial?
and one female came out first, followed by a girl our age. It was
Never mind, bro.
President's
Are,
daughter.
are you on?
She walked to the school flanked by her bodyguards. The principal was waiting.
Are you
for
still
her
in the domination game? That's what I'm asking.
They cut through the crowd to make way for her. All the
Okay,
kids wanted to
okay.
touch the president's daughter.
I was just wondering.
Sophia went up to stand with the principal. She greeted us with a fake smile. Everyone, the
Let's see if you can
students
still
and
do the
teachers
misdirection.
applauded.
You can't do the misdirection. You little freak.
He said to herself,
Well, it's just kind of less OP.
"Take a selfie with Sophia, form a line. You need to keep your distance and stay at
I mean, you
least
can.
50
It's just less
If
OP,
you
I
break this
guess.
rule, you will regret it." For me, this was
Hey,
an
soccer,
incredibly
how much time do you have in your thing so I can go do something maybe?
selfie line in a second. We were really
Soccer?
surprised to find out that the president's daughter was transferring to our
How
school.
long do you have in your
She
thingy?
was
Soccer, how long do you have in your My Team game?
Sophia changed schools. Wasn't it too risky for her to go to a regular public
Are
school?
you dead serious?
After the madness
Soccer.
was over, I thought I could go to my class. Just as I was walking past
Soccer.
Sophia, our eyes met. She was surprised that I wasn't joining the selfie.
Bro, soccer.
With a smirk on her face, she said, "Hey, I can
How long do you have in your game?
selfie with me. Thanks, but this selfie business."
Hey man, don't yell at him.
Replied. My answer annoyed her. I kept
7
talking
minutes?
before she could say anything. I had no idea I had just made the biggest enemy
Oh, you're
of
done.
my life. The next morning, I was in
Can you
class.
invite me to a park?
Sophia's bodyguards were outside the classroom.
Please?
They keep everyone trying to go inside.
Soccer's on his minute.
Class. When the female bodyguard told me to raise my arms,
I am a menace. I am a retro like Dennis.
stop telling me that
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, if you're a menace, you gotta send feet pics.
getting me through. Sophia yelled from inside the classroom.
Yo, what?
No, I'm dead serious.
Suspicious to me. When the bodyguard began patting me down again, I was so annoyed. I walked up to Sophia and said, "Who do you think you are?" She gave me a condescending look and said, "I'm the president's daughter. Who are you?" When the teacher walked in, I couldn't go on. That was our first
Thank you, soccer.
with Sophia. The whole class, the teacher, was looking only at
SC, I have to say, you're pretty good for a low overall.
What you mean?
Like, your build.
Who's the best overall in here?
Principal's office right away. Instead, the teacher said,
I mean, best
Hey,
low overall.
"Maybe you could do a favor for your teacher and
Probably Raycrow.
pathetic."
What you mean?
She was acting like a
Raycrow's better than you, no offense.
spoiling her.
No, he's not. You can. Only thing he's good at is shooting threes.
Yeah, I was the only one.
Isn't he the guy that you said shoots a lot of fadeaways?
Wasn't she satisfied with all the attention she was
No,
getting
I know
from
about
people
Tilted.
around her?
But he said that Raycrow shoots fadeaways.
I really did not understand it. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like
But I'm the only younger that can shoot a lot of fadeaways.
button.
Wait, don't we go back to school tomorrow? Isn't it Tuesday tomorrow?
At the cafeteria, just when it was my turn to get
Yo! Nah, you're capping, right?
bodyguards. There's a line here. I
No,
said,
you're capping. You gotta be capping.
turn to look. The line is for people like you. This girl and her bodyguards are the most obnoxious people. That day we were having
What?
pizza for lunch.
Excuse me?
Our eyes met again. Sophia was staring at me.
Bro, this game has got me wild. I invited you to a squad, dang!
Still for a while, as if she was enjoying the pizza.
Instead of yelling at you from now on, I will politely ask you to not sell my bag.
I figured
Nah, soccer.
it's alright now. You can eat it. The bodyguard was making sure the pizza wasn't poison. If she didn't get sick, then she'd let Sophia have the rest. Life as we knew it ended after Sophia.
What if this? If
What if
I
he sent
miss
a
a
feed
shot,
pics?
I know you're gonna want to say something, but instead of that, I'm just gonna scream at the top of my lungs, alright?
Everyone out now. And people would leave without saying a word.
It helps me relieve my anger.
Someone started banging on the door. I figured it must be to try to get everyone out.
Ah!
Perfect opportunity for me. Everyone thought what we were going for. I took out my phone and started recording. What's wrong? I screamed.
That was so depressing. That was you on the dots. I knew that was you, soccer. You pulled up on me and tilted, didn't you? Oh. Or no, you. Yeah. Let's just start again. We still got some more games of 2 times rep. Look at my rep now, bro. This 2 times rep hit different, bro.
Pretty soon it went viral. It got so many views. The whole country learned about the
Nice. I don't want to play you kids.
I was so
Ha ha ha.
when I heard it. When I went to school on Monday, I was hoping Sophia
No, I'm good, bro.
differently. I walked into the classroom and Sophia stood up. In a commanding
Are you smoking?
come with me. So I followed her out.
Oh, bro, you are on something. I will wait.
As they followed us,
Yo!
brought me to
Do you want to play these guys right here?
there was a sign on
Top
the door
left?
of the stall which said,
Not really. I mean, they look okay.
Entry, private property. Sophia opened the door. Inside was a shiny gold.
Imagine he did though.
Sophia said with a smirk, "You said gold-plated toilet, but I thought I'd get a
That's your mama dad.
Thanks for giving me the idea." I said, "You're out of your mind." And left. Unfortunately,
Do you?
my biggest
That is? Oh yeah, that is a dare. Huh?
impossible.
The do right.
Hey, bro,
Bro.
can I borrow your VC, man?
And
Soccer, why did you never tell me to put on Hall of Fame Limitless, bro? That junk is OP. Wait, I need to buy some boosts. I need some boosts. Yeah, Limitless take off. I still have 57k left, right? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh no. I don't care about that. Plus, these aren't the people that were on offense. I know. But the Browns. Oh my god, bro. You know what? I think I'm gonna hop off and I'll take the back dot and you'll take the front dot so they see you first. Go, go, go fast. You take the front dot, take the front dot. Okay, perfect. Well, maybe they'll look at you. I don't know. Unless they look through their phone, they can't see my rep. Are you good at green? You know, low-key or buttermilk with my jump shot, low-key. Why is my jump shot better than your jump shot? Or better than your jump shots? Like, you just be... Listen. Maybe we should try this jump shot on your 2A. That would work. I use this jump shot everywhere. I used to use Dante Exum Rudy Gay, but then it was more of a spot up, and then I started playing guard and it wasn't really working. So I just ran with this because it's quick.
You need to let it go, I offered. She looked at me. I asked my dad to get me that gold toilet. I was so mad after watching your TikTok video. I had to get back at you somehow. I thought about having a gold toilet and told my dad. He got at me right away. Now that same gold toilet is the most important piece of evidence against him. I'm the reason this happened to him. That's why I hate myself.
Did you look at what the brown shirt was?
Let's go get something to drink. As usual, there was a line at the cafeteria. We got to
Can you shoot?
The girl in front of us said, "Wow, look, if it isn't the princess with the gold
That tells me.
you never waited in line. What happened?"
That tells me he's 25.
Of course she knew about what had happened. Sophia had nothing to say to that. She looked away. We got some juice and sat down at a table. I said, "You know what? Until this morning you were..."
You know they're probably thinking we're not gonna play these guys on
Sophia
balls.
asked why. Because now I understand that Sophia
That's
was
gonna be fun to guard.
It was the president's daughter.
You know, soccer. I'm just thank you for wearing like. Oh, never mind. You're not wearing it. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're wearing a bummy thing. It wouldn't have been bummy.
No. No.
Only reason it's. I'm just gonna mute him.
No.
Only reason
No.
it's
No.
not-
No. No.
It is bummy is because of the glasses and the fucking or the free. It literally took me 3 days to get no shirt, but it took y'all like 6 months last year. Imagine. But to be fair, soccer, I understand it is harder to hit SS1 than it is to win 5 game streaks. Well, that's questionable. Please stay. Didn't you do a 5 game streak with Tilton and then we ended it? Weren't y'all on a 5 game? No, 22. Y'all were on a 5 game and it was like his second to last to no shirt and we beat y'all, right? That was sad. I'm almost back up to 7 points per game. That's nice. Bro, who is that, bro? No, that's not a do-rag. That isn't a do-rag. That is his hair. That is his hair. Bro, that looks like a do-rag. Am I tripping? Yeah. Why, though?
I'm scared too. That's why I follow every rule my family has put in place to keep my secret safe. For example, I never leave home by myself.
Nice pass,
I've
bro.
never been to school. I'm being homeschooled. I don't use social media. When I was younger, I wasn't even
I'm trying to get finishing badges, so that's why I run so much.
I know that my life is boring, but I can honestly
Which is
say I'm
fair,
happy.
so you can't
The
even
only
say that
thing
is
that
weird.
upsets me is that I have no friends. I have a cousin, Cecilia, who is my age. She visits us once
try to do my double misdirection speed boost.
Whenever we hang out, she always
It's probably gonna look retarded because you're not supposed to do it like this, but
your house is too big. Ours looks like chicken.
well,
You have amazing
obviously it wasn't that retarded if I scored.
cheap stuff. It's not fair.
That's the power of Gold Fearless Finisher. I get Hall of Fame finishing badges on this build too. It's like my offensive threat in 20.
The only reason they ever visit is to ask for money. Once I gave
Did you switch my jump shot?
They went straight to Vegas. They stayed at the most expensive hotel. They gambled from dusk till dawn.
Don't change it again though, alright?
In a week and then came back home.
You fine with that? No more changing it?
Stuff from my room whenever she comes over. She starts going through my things.
What the freak? That was literally the worst animation I've ever seen. I'm not just tripping, bro. That looked weird. He could watch him shoot it green. Oh, you're right. That was smart. Smart of you. Nice! Soccer, you're getting good at the game. What the freak? I've never thought I'd say that. I'm not. That should have went in. I had a 20. So it's. It's because I'm teaching you how to play center, shooting center. That's contested rebound. Nice. Bro, this is why I like my build, because I get really good defense on people. This build is 6'5" with almost a max wingspan. That's why I love this build, bro. Whoa, Shunnle. Those straight arm tomahawks, let's go. Back door, by the way. Shiggity iggity iggity. Miggity. Libbity. Okay, Scooby-Doo. Bebop. Bada. Bro, his head was through the rim. That's serious. I'm bopping this kid. What? Oh, yeah. Skibbity. Shibbity. Yeah, shibbity. Shibbity-ibbity, you know. Yeah, Gigi. Bro, I don't even know what we're doing at this point. We sound like retards. Alright. Libbity-ibbity. Bro, did you just break your arm? I thought he broke his arm when he was holding his armor. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why 3 months ago I started to write. I was writing down everything I wanted to tell her. Apparently, Cecilia had been looking for something to swipe from my room again. That's how she must have found my diary.
Nice jump shot. That's good. That's good. It was a good shot. What, do you have catch and shoot, or what did you pick as your shooting?
To kidnap me. I turned to Cecilia. You put something in my milk last night, didn't you? I asked.
Oh, nice. I'm fine with that.
Mom was the one who replied. 2
Green.
huge sleeping pills. I have insomnia and I can't sleep without
Good
taking
game.
those pills. Finally, something good came out of this damn disease.
That went really well. Good game.
My uncle said, you wrote in your diary that a single girl is worth $25,000.
But what's the base? Come on, move.
How does it come out of your eye? I looked at him.
Isn't that like a really fast base, or is it a really slow base? I can't remember.
He didn't like my attitude.
That's what I figured.
Can't wait to see that glorious
And, oh, that looks like Trey Burke, isn't it?
welcome. Thank you. I felt like I was about to break down any second.
Don Sanson?
I managed to keep it together. I was determined.
Rudy Gay.
We were not
I said Rudy Gay, and I didn't say it before, or after. I just said it.
Cecilia followed us. We entered.
Nice. Alright, give me a minute. I'm gonna say I'm
I'm jealous of you. Now I'm even more jealous. In fact, I hate you for being so special. Thankfully, you will be our servant from now on.
Yeah.
To you, we'll be rich. I'm happy to
Ibbity dibbity.
You can't do it on your own. Very calmly, I said, no.
Dibbity dibbity boo 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 boo.
Whatever you do, you won't be able to make me cry. My dad must have called the police. I'm sure they're looking for us as we speak. Cecilia said mockingly, your parents keep you at home at all times. I wonder why. They must be very scared for the secret to come out. I know very well that they won't go to the police. My aunt said, when we come back to this room, we want to see at least one of those pearls. Otherwise, we will be responsible for what might happen to you. And slammed the door. Then she locked it. I was wondering
Hello?
what my parents were doing.
Yeah.
They didn't call the police. Even if they did, it was highly unlikely
Not really.
to find us. We're deep
Yeah, I was just teaching my dad how to, you know, AI glitch.
I really wanted to cry. I knew I wasn't supposed to, but I couldn't help it.
Mhm.
As always, a pearl came out of my eye and dropped to the ground. I picked it up. It looked gorgeous. Crying pearls was obviously
Do you like my
a blessing,
drip?
but it was also a curse. I couldn't stop myself. I started sobbing. Another
Oh no, nobody wants to play with.
realizing something. The worse I felt.
That's not top
Looked
rep. That's
beautiful.
second to top rep,
These
but I'm
ones
not
were
doing
so
it.
much smoother than any pearl I'd cried before. They were glistening. I
Uh,
couldn't pick these up.
top right.
All I could think of was to
I like
swallow
these
them.
guys. That's Astro. Don't think he's gonna sick of it. Well, he's not that good. No, they're not that good. Ooh.
I decided not to swallow
To be fair, they're playing some bums. So come on, top right.
and made sure to
Do you see? You're on the wrong side of the court. Well, who is that? A 61 overall play shot? Please don't make me. Okay, perfect. It's about to end too. I think we can beat these guys. Honestly, they're just throwing lobs. So, oh no, they don't. They're not. No, because it's 20-11, and they're coming back.
She understood what I was saying. This time I pointed at the door. Cecilia turned to her parents. What are we going to do? She's threatening us with swallowing the pearl.
Ah.
What do you want? Do you think we'll let you go? My aunt said threateningly. My uncle stopped his wife.
No, but he's sitting paint. Why would he? I don't think this is boosting. I think they're just really bad. You see that guy who's in the green? I think he might just be AFK.
Hey, Tragic.
That's definitely probably it.
They went crazy when they saw me. My mom was so excited. She said, "Honey, are you okay? It was your uncle who did it, wasn't it?" My dad knew it was my uncle who was holding the phone. You
Oh no, he's back.
I
Oh.
will make you pay for this. He roared. My uncle replied,
Well, they're not boosting. I think. I don't know, bro. They're probably not boosting. I think they're just friends and they're messing around, probably. Yeah, they're boosting. Yeah, they're boosting.
"These are evil people."
You have to admit, I was shooting really good last game. I was surprised with myself.
Listened to my mom my whole life, but this time I was going to first at my uncle, then at my aunt, and finally at Cecilia. They were watching to see what I was going to do.
Over his head!
I pulled my index fingers, and I swallowed the pearls. I heard my parents scream over the phone, and Cecilia and her parents did too. But I was so happy I did that. The pearls taste even better than they look, I said. My uncle was so mad. He threw the phone and started walking towards me. At that moment, there was a loud bang on the door. My uncle and his wife looked at each other terrified. We're in the middle of the woods. Who can this be? My
Oh yeah,
uncle
they're
whispered.
boosting.
This is the most exciting part.
Oh, he
Green,
killed
green.
himself. Oh, yeah, killed himself.
No, they're not.
Whoa! See you in the next episode.
I love, bro, the feeling.
Okay, bye.
I like the green animation where I green and then I just walk away. You know, where they like, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Marching away, bro. I swear, bro. Why does it feel like my bed is rattling, bro? Oh, no, not like that. Oh, this kid is
still
just
can't
so
stop me,
horrible, doing all this extra jump. You shoot the ball.
Second part of my story.
Oh, that's
Bro,
why
you
he
don't
doesn't
still
shoot
keep
the ball.
on
He
coming after
sucks.
me, bro.
So yeah, if you'd like to watch that first episode in full,
You know they're about to get a 5-second, right?
was born with a
Bro, I knew that was gonna go. Oh my god, I don't. Middle left.
My parents tried incredibly hard to keep but something unexpected happened.
Nope, that's not the one that you earn from level 35. That's just one you can buy.
I read my diary and found out that then she
let me look at something.
they tried to force me.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you can guard a 99 dunk, or 96 dunk, it really depends. You might not have, I don't think you'll have to hedge either, by the way, because playmaker